KO2 looping is awesome, but it's not looping like you might think. We're going to dive into it as soon as I shout out today's patron, and that shout out goes to Trickman Terry. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. So I've had my hands on this KO2 for about a month now, thanks to Zounds.com. Not sponsored, but they're letting me check this one out, and there are still a couple functions left that I have not tried. The two notable ones that I'm looking at right here are the shift command for sample, which is chop, and the shift command for tempo, which is loop. And as you may have guessed, based on the intro and the video title and the thumbnail and every possible piece of evidence, today we're going to be checking out loop. So I actually just finished filming the video with the KO2 and the polyend mess, so I already have this pattern completed. Nice and simple. We've got some drums, we've got a bass, and we've got a lead. And that's the pattern we'll be continuing to work with today. So let's get into what loop does, because when I first saw it, I figured there would be some sort of live looping feature, like you plug a guitar or a synth or something into the input, and rather than sampling, you just kind of start the sequencer and then kind of live loop over the top of it. No, that's not it at all. Loop actually refers to looping a part of your pattern that's already playing, which is really interesting to me. So let's take this pattern here. If I hold shift and hit loop, as you can see, it just started looping part of that pattern. Now, when you're in the loop mode, the two knobs here do different things. The Y knob adjusts the length of your overall loop, and the X knob adjusts the window of where in the pattern you are looping. And those are pretty much the only two controls you really need to worry about. The only other thing you need to concern yourself with is how to exit loop mode, which is probably my favorite feature of the whole thing. We'll get into that in just a minute. Let's show off how to loop here. Actually, really quick, I wonder if you can start in loop mode. You can. That's badass. Okay, cool. All right, let's play around with this here. So remember, Y controls the length of the loop, and X controls the position. Pretty cool, right? I mean, you're basically figuring out little ways to remix your song on the fly. And I'd imagine with a little bit of practice, you could find some sweet spots that you kind of know how to return to and really get some interesting stuff out of it. You'll also notice that I was still able to use punch-in effects while loop mode was active, which is so cool. To do that, you just hold down effects and then use the 12 main keys here, just like you normally would for your punch-in effects. It's so sick. I really am just starting to get used to the punch-in effects as well, remembering that there's pressure sensitivity on them. So for the longest time, I didn't know what the fourth one did. I thought it was just like a really mild filter, but if you push on the pad more, then you get that low-pass filter to close. Yeah, that's so cool. So let's move on to exiting loop mode, because you'll probably notice that I've been hitting main to exit it. And what that does is it exits the loop at the start of the measure. So you're pretty much always in time. As long as you're kind of keeping track in your head of where you would be in your loop, it's always going to exit properly. If you hit timing to exit, it's going to immediately exit the loop. See the difference? Very handy to know. I usually use main because I'm kind of counting in my head where I'm at and I know where I want to come out of it, but pressing timing can also lead to some really fun, like, happy accidents. I also just saw something interesting in the guide. It says, pro tip, hold shift and tempo to set the length of the loop. It'll play until you release the buttons. Huh, I don't know what that means. Huh. Yeah, that's not doing anything different. At least I don't think. If I'm missing something there, please enlighten me. There have been so many awesome comments on my KO2 videos, really helping me figure this beast out. So yeah, what does shift and tempo do if I hold it down like that? A little confusing. Anyway, let's play around with this a bit more and have some fun. Almost like another performance. I know that was the theme of the last video, but I'm really liking loop mode. I think it's super interesting combined with the punch-in effects and then the fact that we can like switch patterns and stuff on the fly. Yeah, it's just really cool. Yeah. Wow. That's going to be 2 thumbs up from me on this one. I don't know if the KO2 even needs external effects, to be completely honest. This is a pretty darn complete experience, I think. in terms of just being able to mess with stuff on the fly. I absolutely love this loop function. I think it's so cool. You can get pretty much endless variety out of it. Combined with those punch-in effects, you can see I was messing around with the track levels and the effect sends as well. I believe punch-in effect number 6 is... Yeah, I think that has to do with sending all of your audio through the effect rather than just whatever you have sent to it. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, this thing is really continuing to impress me, and I've just been having a blast learning it. Also, really quick, people have been asking if I'm going to try out the Rhythm, and maybe, but I don't see too big of a reason to swap over to it from the original KO2 just yet. I know it has a built-in synth engine, and I'm sure there's other differences, but I'm really having a good time learning this one as is. So yeah, that's my answer for that question. Anyway, I do hope you found this video informative or at least entertaining. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.